I am hoping for this Kenyan Republic to grow to a better democracy. I'm hoping that we will have somebody in State House in the character and in the style of President Mwai Kibaki. Because President Mwai Kibaki, I remember when people went to see him, and you had a long wish list. If it is something that didn't fall on his tenure, his responsibility or jurisdiction as president, he would tell you, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Go to the people who actually have those responsibilities. And to that extent, and I hope all leaders will be like that, and should be like that he would listen, and if you're right, he would agree with you. If you're wrong, he would tell you off. The difference between that leadership and why it worked, that President Kibaki was prepared to listen to the other side, to listen to contrary opinion. President Kibaki never wanted people to tell him what he wants to hear. He would be happier with you if you're telling him what he needs to know. And if you want to tell him what he wants to hear, very quickly he'll tell you, wacha fitina, wacha kizungu hiyo, sema huko nje. And that is the problem with Africa. That's the problem with the third world, that we have leaders who never want to listen, who never want to entertain the contrary opinion. That's why democracy can never thrive in Africa and in the third world, because we all want yes men.
Mzee Mwai Kibaki, as a man who came to the presidency at a very difficult time, the shilling was at its weakest level, the economy was in tatters like it is today, and many things had gone wrong. But when he left the country, we all look back with nostalgia. We all look back in amazement as to how a man could do so much for a country within such little time. When he came to power, Mr. Speaker, within the first 3 months, and those of us who are there, like Senator Bogisho can say, Kenya was rated by UNDP as the happiest country on earth, and Kenyans were classified as the most hopeful people in the world, because Kibaki arrived with a message of hope. He promised free primary education. Within the first 2 months of his government, Kenyans tasted the sweet cake of free universal primary education. And the enrollment in our primary schools just quadrupled. Children who had been hidden in the villages looking after cattle, working as house servants, all came out and went to school. To the extent, Mr. Speaker, that we had a 7 to 8-year-old man called Marube. Was he called Maruge or Marube? Who came out and went to school and studied primary education. That is how Mzee Kibaki will be remembered.
As we stand today, we recollect the good times that he created in this country as the president of this country. But reflecting earlier, Mzee Kibaki, when he was Minister for Finance, he did a lot to actually improve the economy of this country, improve the lives of many ordinary Kenyans. But most of the many things that today we witness in this country, the major cash crops that have been put up in this country, from coffee, tea, dairy industry, the sugar production, all the other programs of cashew nut factories that were there at the coast, and the major other things including even KMC for the pastoralists, were done when he was Minister for Finance. And Mzee Kibaki, as a Minister for Finance, or working under Mzee Kenyatta, he foresaw the Africanization of the economy in this country, the Africanization of businesses in this country.
I remember this president, after he left office, as a gentleman who I saw every other Sunday at the consulate shrine, where I go every Sunday. We used to go every Sunday. I used to walk there simply. And Mr. Speaker, I think that the future of this country, and I'm not quite sure whether somebody is going to write a book about this man. I'm not sure whether we will produce a man like this. But Mr. Speaker, a lot of things need to be written about the late Mwai Kibaki. I recall vividly the story about the Constitution told by my late father. Mr. Speaker, if it wasn't for Mwai Kibaki remaining firm, a lot of the people in his government did not want a new constitution. He just remained very firm. And every time they used to conspire, there's a word my father used which I will not use here, and he sought for his opinion. He said, what the minister said will follow. And it's through following the advice and what Senator Orego is saying, listening. I admire this gentleman for his patience and listening. We are quick to judge, we are quick to anger, we are quick to punish our enemies. And Mr. Speaker, since I do not aspire to be a president, those who aspire to be presidents of this republic must borrow a leaf from Mwai Kibaki. He led a cabinet of 42, was it 42? Cabinet ministers. Can you imagine? ODM, Wiper then, ODM Kenya, and his own party. All these people, Anyang' Nyong'o, Orego, Raila, him and others were in the same cabinet. The current government is having problems with 20. Just 20. He led a government and he found a process and he believed in processes.